beaming in from North Buffalo. It's MGK Boston, Buffalo, whatever. Yeah, go Bills. Yeah, that's what they say around here. It's like a cult, but it's a good cult. Well, as George Harrison once said, all things must pass. And that's us here at the Goodyear Mansion. Those of you that were here in July know it. You've been out here walking around, doing stuff. That party. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to be out of here another week. Definitely by the 30th. So we only have the apartment until then. So yeah, just last bit of the hood here. Walking up here onto the mansion. So that'll be fun to make a video at the front of the mansion where we had the party. Our apartment's at the back. One of the units out back here. Let me fob in. Here we go. VIP entrance here. You know who walked through these doors? Embryonic fashion icon. They rolled out a red carpet. Well, we did here for Brian. He wore all black in July in the heat. There, this is where Trevor set up for his remote broadcast. He was streaming, as the saying goes. So yeah, not to flog a dead horse, but I mean, we're out of here soon and I won't have access to this place because I won't be living here. So I thought it might be fun to just revisit some stuff. Oh, there's a fireplace. We got our round table here. Well, it's not a table, but it's a round thing here. You get it. Conversation pit over here. So this is where we had the Colton Awards. There's all the gang right there. Can't name them all off. It's too big a group, and maybe next year we'll have an even bigger group. But yeah, see there they are. Solid group of people right there. I'll tell you what, harder to meet better folks. Oh, the lights aren't on back here. Let's see what we can do for the lighting. Yeah, that's a little better, right? Grand affair here. Yes, it was. All right. Lights out. All right. So what else we got in this pile? Pile of fun stuff. Oh yeah. Got Ed from On My Turntable with Gary at Physical Format Jazz, and they were babysitting Colton, and I was coming in to relieve them of their duties, and that was right here in this corner right here. So there's the guys. And one last slide here, and then his photo. See this archway right here, beautiful woodwork. And there's a smaller group photo right there. There's Embryonic, like I said, and Jack at the Vinyl Martini, Gary at Physical Format, great David Atkinson, and Steve at A is for Alice, P is for Bob, and C is for Chicagoland that he's leaving. So there's the gang right there. So and fun stuff right there to revisit that. Let's have a little fireside chat. Here we are, right? Because we're fireside. Well, there's no fire on, but you get the idea. Calling this meeting of the Utica Club to session, right? It's only one member today, me. Colton's upstairs at the apartment. He doesn't come down here. Unless he's in his special carriage with Gary and Ed. All right, Utica Club. So speaking of Gary, there he is right there. Gary over at Physical Format Rock and Roll. He was in a jazz mood this day though, Physical Format Jazz, showing that Miles Davis album. Very enthusiastic about it. Excellent recommendation. One of the best jazz albums ever recorded. Thank you for that recommendation, Gary. Speaking of Gary, he sent me this giant box. It's big. It's a big box. I got scissors here, so I don't want to create any drama. That opening without scissors was kind of intense. A couple of videos ago there, pretty hilarious. I didn't sustain any injuries, although I might with these scissors. Get the urgent care getting some stitches at this rate. All right. There we go. All right. Holy shit. All right, this is a big one from Gary. Look at this. This is robust, this styrofoam stuff. Gary wrote right on it. Autographed it. Physical Format Rock and Roll. Yes, jazz is for pansies. I know he doesn't mean that. That's just the bad Gary on his shoulder saying, Gary hates jazz. But then the good Gary over here is like, you like jazz, Gary. Have a Utica Club and listen to some jazz, right? Looks like I'm still going to need the scissors here. This job's not over by a long shot. So thank you, Gary. Cutting into the foam. It's a sea of foam. You know, we could hire Gary at my work in quality control. He knows how to manage this packaging. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I think this is one of Gary's favorite artists, Harley Quinn. Almost looks like hand painted. I don't know if Gary did that. That's really awesome. That's going to be hanging up at the new MGK headquarters. That's beautiful. Absolutely. Oh, he knows I love stickers, and he knows I love the Grateful Dead. Gary, as much as he loves jazz, does not like the Grateful Dead, but he likes a lot of cool shit. That's what matters. Oh, right on. So, what are the odds? What are the odds of me making this video? And here this is. That's fantastic. Framed right there. Right on, right? All giving the big middle finger salute, Johnny Cash style. I love it. There's Steve right hanging on the end there, right? Wearing his Blue Oyster Cult Hawaiian shirt. It's a high-end shirt, Steve. Oh, wait, there's a guitar pick. I want to keep this stuff in the Ziploc. Physical format rock and roll guitar pick. That is awesome. Back in the Ziploc with you. I don't want to lose that. Tape all over, Scotch tape. Oh yeah, record store near Gary. Used kids records. Oh, it's a Grateful Dead. Yeah, I know that beer, Gary, Dogfish Head. It's almost as high-end as the Utica Club. I love it. Oh yeah, look at Dogfish Dead. Tune in for more, right? I think I might just do that. Oh, and Ill-Mannered Brewing Company. I could be a little ill-mannered like this toucan. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, oh, this is just a real, I'd call this a buffet of surprises. I mean, Gary put some serious effort into this. Oh yeah, and so I'll be ready for the sunshine next summer. It'll come back. I can put these shades on and be cool right here in Buffalo, right? I'm gonna put those shades in here. In this physical format Ziploc bag. Yes, all right. Maybe open another Ziploc bag later and have a blast, Gary. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Cardboard. Put those over there in a box. I need to put these glasses on so I can see. There's Steve. There you go, Steve. Right back at you, buddy. All right. Shit. Right, like that. There's some dramatic effect. Oh yeah, so this will take me, I do not have this collection. Steve, you get out of the way, buddy. So there, takes me right back to Boston, right? Great Peter Wolf, and this is a nice collection. This early J. Giles is where it's at, man. Don't give me that centerfold stuff. Southside Shuffle, right there. I heard that a million times, because when you live in Boston, and Peter Wolf, he still lives there. He's still alive and kicking, and you hear a lot of J. Giles band. But unfortunately, they always play those hits. They don't play the good early shit. So anyway, yeah, and Ain't Nothing But a House Party. We had one right here, right? And we're gonna have another one next summer. I'm gonna keep plugging it. You're gonna be here. Fortunately, Olivia won't be able to make it. But anyway, yeah, Gary, a big fan. So right there, it said, if you love me, let me know. Yeah, I'd for sure let her know. And she's looking fantastic. This looked 1974, so yeah, she was just young, pre-Grease, right? So Olivia, oh yeah, this is great. If you love me, let me know. Title track. And I honestly love you. I do know that track too. All right, so there's some cardboard. Right over there with Gary. And then, Gary, he loves comics. So, let's see here. You wrap this up in Marvel Comics. I think it's Marvel, not DC. That's what Gary said on his note. Let me say here. Oh wait, open this and the package wrapped in DC Comics wrapping paper. Thought you might need some shit for your room or not. Your friend Gary, classic. There's Gary's autograph. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna sell that on eBay tonight. Oh yeah, now we are talking, man. That is awesome. So I already figured out where I'm gonna put my license plates in the new place. I'm not gonna tell you, you have to wait while I do a room tour in about 3 or 4 months when it's finally all done up there. But this is a classic. From the year I was born, 1968. I remember Gary texting me at one point. He goes, what year were you born? I'm like, I don't know. Wonder why he wants to know that. Well, now I know why. It's for this Ohio plate, home of Gary over at Physical Format Jazz. So anyway, yeah, sometimes rock and roll. That's awesome, Gary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And some signage. Oh yeah, vibracious. I like a vibracious. This could go beside my blasting area sign, because when you have a blast, you get a little vibrations going around, right? And then you have a double IPA, and then you're having a good day. So, and there you go, Great Lakes Brewing, friends of Gary over there in the Midwest. I've had their products right down here. There's a bar we go to once in a while in Allentown, and they have Great Lakes on tap. So anyway, yeah, that's great. All right. Oh, God. It's like Christmas here, Gary. All right. Man, this is just some wrapping stuff. Yeah, I think that's enough, man. That's a lot of stuff. So thank you, Gary, for all of that. That's amazing. If you haven't checked out Gary's channel, for some reason, you've been in a coma or something like that, you weren't able to subscribe, get over there and do it. Do it tonight. I'm not sure how many subscribers Gary is at. I know he's over 1 million, but we get him to 2 million. Do it tonight. That's a great Utica club today. So I've been 1 year in Buffalo just this month. So this is at a Bills game. There's me and some chick dressed as Evil Knievel, and it's not Patty. I must have been sidetracked. Patty was in the stands, and I was going up to get a beverage, and Evil Knievel jumped on me. So there we are, the two of us, right there, having a laugh. Members of the apartment, there's Colton on Neighborhood Watch, right? He's hanging there with the late, great Richard Simmons. You can see Richard down there in the foreground. Two of them keeping eyes on things, Neighborhood Watch here in downtown Buffalo. Colton's gonna love the new house though. Lots more room for the guy. So anyway, another guy I'm talking about here, embryonic fashion icon. So Brian contacted me, probably a few weeks ago, and he's like, Mike, you're a logistics guy. You're like an amazing buyer. You do all that shit with manufacturing. My factories that I'm working with for my fashion line are at full capacity. Can you help me? So I reached out to a couple of clothing manufacturers and said, embryonic. As soon as I said embryonic fashion line, they were on board. The margins, really, really wide margins. Brian's making some big cash because people want his designs and they're willing to pay top dollar for them, right? So the winter coat, he's reopened. We're gonna have another factory. The assembly line is going actually now 24/7 for the next 2 weeks, pumping out more of the jacket. Brian just calls it, in French, he calls it le jacket. So that makes it more higher end. And so there's Brian walking down the street. This was in the prototype initially. He was on Yonge Street in Toronto. That's the main street. He decided to do this back in August when he first got the prototype, because Brian doesn't wear shorts in the summer. So he wanted to, be extra warm. So there he was, walking down Yonge Street, going record shopping in a heat wave, but he was showing off le jacket, right? So anyway, that made the fashion pages in the Toronto papers, and then it's just mushroomed from there. So Brian, now that he's le jacket, the capacity is a little wide open now, and you can make more, take more orders. So a couple of guys in the vinyl community were lucky enough to get the new run. There's Gary. He's over there in Ohio wearing his jacket, getting ready for winter because it gets cold there. And he's like, Brian, I want to look good and I want to stay warm. Those two equal le jacket. Perfect, right? And then there's Greg. He said the fourth dimension. He's in the 3 Dimensions of Music is his channel. Greg at 3 Dimensions of Music. He said the fourth dimension in the Pittsburgh area is absolute Arctic Circle cold. So he wanted le jacket. So Brian said, hey, Greg, you're the most laid back channel in the vinyl community. You deserve a jacket. So yeah, Greg unfortunately could not make it in July, but he is the Colton Award winner for most laid back channel in the vinyl community. So round of applause for Greg right there. And of course, Gary was the most sarcastic channel in the vinyl community. And Brian, best vocabulary in the most extensive vocabulary in the vinyl community. So that's kind of going to do it for a Friday Cheers. One more thing. This is the last box up in the apartment. It's the apartment records. Ironically, first in, last out. All the other records I bought over the winter are all up there at the house, the new house, and they're filed. So I had this box here. It's a bunch of stuff from Boston. There's Trevor's high-end tripod. Trevor at Flat Round and Spun. I'm gonna hook that up, Trevor, in the new house. We got you there. Cannabuff magazine. You'll find yourself looking for that kind of product in Buffalo. That's where you want to go. What else we got in here? Just some records, right? This was a record Anthony gave me right before I moved from Boston. It's a 3-record set, Sinatra on white vinyl, really nice. What else we got in here? Just a bunch more records. Here's a replacements album. I'd go on all day, but yeah, that's the some reggae there. The Wailing Souls finishing it off. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to reminisce about the apartment, the records, the mansion, the party, and promote Brian's fashion line, right? Le Jacket. So anyway, and then lastly, Gary at Physical Format Rock and Roll. You rock. Yeah. It's Gary right there. Again, great. These are some of my best friends, people. So anyway, if you're watching videos in the vinyl community and you haven't started a channel and you're thinking, I don't know, think about that story I just told and get out there and make a video. You'll meet some great people. The internet's not all weirdos, right? Turns out. Breaking news. So anyway, Utica Club, cheers to you on a Friday. Cheers. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. The next video will be in the new house.